Australia's rental crisis has left many unable to afford or even find a place to call home.
Today, Queensland reporter Andrea Crothers has this report for us.
Yeah, it's been really stressful. It's definitely taken a toll on my mental health.
Open home after open home.
Vacancy rates are too low, rents are growing too fast.
There is a lot more people in the market.
It's an ugly time to be looking for a roof over your head.
It's very hard. You feel like a failure. Like you can't provide.
Vera Kalesnikov is a mother of 6. It's been 9 months since she and her 4 youngest kids have had a permanent place to call home.
Skipping from house to house, staying with friends, family.
Packing up the car every few days.
So there was Gatton, and then Lowood, Fernvale, back to Lowood, back to Fernvale, to Kyogle, New South Wales, back to Fernvale, back to Lowood, back to Fernvale, back to Lowood, and then here. See where we live? Here,
inside a caravan, parked on a friend's cattle property in Queensland's Lockyer Valley. It's not big.
No, not at all. This is where the 2 older girls sleep.
Cramped, uncomfortable.
This is our lounge room, and this is where myself and the 2 younger children sleep.
They've had more than 300 rental applications knocked back.
As a mum, you want the best for your kids.
Yes.
How hard is it finding yourself in this predicament?
It's very hard. But it's because of them that I'm still going.
I'm sure they know that.
They do.
In Melbourne's southeast, Celia Hanscombe is juggling couch surfing with stints house sitting for strangers.
I need that stable home base.
The single 35-year-old having no luck in her months-long search for a room in a share house.
My budget pretty much went from $700 a month to $800 a month, and then pretty quickly to $1,000 a month. And I'm now even looking at places, if everything is good, I'm happy to pay $1,100 a month.
Heading to rental inspections, it's not hard to see why. They're overflowing.
Hi, how are you?
Renters left counting the cost.
It's been pretty rough, I think, especially because renters aren't the sort of people typically who can afford to pay hundreds more each year per week.
They're a bit high. Yeah, find something decent, a bit over what we can really afford.
Rent prices increased by a record 10.2% last year nationally. The biggest rise was in Brisbane, where the median rent lifted to $588 a week. Compare that to Sydney, $679. Canberra, the most expensive, at $681 a week.
There simply isn't enough new housing to keep up with Australia's population growth or the extra households added as more people choose to live alone. Aside from dramatically boosting supply, one suggestion to ease renter pressure is to cap or even freeze price rises.
The challenge that we have with that is if we make it less attractive for investors to buy residential property, then they'll invest their money somewhere else.
The Federal Treasurer not warming to any freeze either.
The best way to deal with the pressures in the rental market is to boost supply.
So what can prospective tenants do to stand out? The experts say write a cover letter, make yourself memorable to the landlord as a good tenant. Do your research to save time wasted on unsuitable places. Know your budget. Most realtors will require a household net income triple the weekly rent to be considered. For example, for a $500 a week property, the combined net income should be $1,500. And importantly, submit documents on time.
Keep applying, I guess, communicate with your agent as well, ask questions.
For Vera, that approval couldn't come soon enough.
It's just one day at a time. See what happens, keep trying. Try and find somewhere that we can call home.
Gee, it's graphic, isn't it, when you see what she has to do, and she's been very much the face of this crisis, and we will continue to touch base with her and hope she finds something. She deserves it, doesn't she?